Hey guys, welcome back. This week I have been thinking saltwater so much between the cold. Now it's starting to warm up. I love going to the coast. I love, I may be in eastern Kentucky, but I love driving over to the coast, chasing redfish, sea trout, uh, sheep's head, all of those on the fly. They're fun. It's great. They're a sight fish a lot of times when you're looking at the redfish. They're big tailing. If you can get into the big high tide, get into the tides and watch them, it's just an all-round fun thing to do. And my go-to for that, for those fish, unless they're tailing and they're down, they got their head stuck in the sand, I'm going with a gurgler. This is my redfish shrimp gurgler. I'm going to show you how to tie today. I love these things. They move a lot of water. They're big poppers. They're quick. 10 minutes, you can have tied. So I can tie a bunch of these up before I head out, and they're great. I mean, they're going to get everything. I'm targeting redfish, but I've caught flounder on them. I've caught sea trout. Hard to believe I caught a flounder on one. That just surprised me to death. Sheep's head will even known to chase them. Black drum, whatever it is. And then you can turn around and use them in the freshwater too. Change up the colors a little bit, whatever you need to do. But I love this. This is an all-around great way of tying. So get ready, guys. Watch it and see what you think. Okay, for this fly, we're going to use an Impaqua XS410 size 1. It's an all-purpose saltwater hook. Which means it's stainless steel. So no rust. This is definitely a bonus to those, because you're going to go through more of those than anything. Put that down, everything up good. So, I'm going to start our thread right before the point of the hook and just kind of work it back a little bit till you get to the bend. Well, I should say the first bend, which is just like a slight curve. Just snip that off. Then always go back and kind of over itself there, just kind of help hold it down. I'm then going to grab 4 hackle feathers. They're barred. In this case, it's an orange and black barred. One more here to go with them. And I'm going to just trim off all the fuzz area here. Get that out of the way. And I got 4 here. I got 2 shorter ones, 2 longer ones. And I'm going to lay them 2 one way. Like this. I'm going to lay them right on top of each other here like so. As you can see. Just kind of give them locked in. Then the other ones, I'm going to lay the longer one on the inside of the shorter one. And then all 4 of them, I'm going to get tied in at the center. And then going to take each side and I'm going to lay them. The way I like to do it is actually lay what would be considered the bottom of the feather against each other when the two groups are put together. This is going to cut down. This is going to kind of keep them all together, pinned against each other. Just pull one of them up. They get them laid around the way you want. Just kind of Lay them right on top here. A few quick wraps to tighten it down. And then I just kind of clip that excess out there. Make sure it's straight. Play with them so they're laying on the hook there the way you want them. Just wrap back to that bend spot. Just kind of hold everything in place. Now the next thing I'm going to use is these are actually out of a cheap hairbrush I got. Just gonna make some quick eyes. Now you can use monofilament eyes. I do that sometimes too, but this is just to save me a little time and a little trouble. See, I got this nice white with a gray tip on them. One on each side. And this will give you kind of full and get them situated around a little bit. There. Next, just going to take a little bit of orange dubbing. Doesn't take a lot. Just going to make a dubbing noodle on there. This is just going to kind of cover up, going between there, around. And this is just to kind of cover up a little bit of that, where the eyes, where you attach the eyes in. Give it a little separation. Just kind of keep it, you know, you're going to kind of fool with it and just try to keep everything straight. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay a little bit of this flash material in there, just to give it that little bit of iridescent look that you'll see in most things. Kind of lay it right there on top. Just kind of push it down. Trim out this back part now. There we go. Now next, I'm going to take my 2 pieces of foam and I'm just going to cut each side off almost to a point. You don't want it completely up to a point. You want just a little bit of a flat edge on it there, as you can see. Just right there, there's a little flat edge on it. You're going to situate that right at the head of the fly. Well, technically at the where the eyes are. Couple of quick wraps to hold that there. And just kind of flip that up and go in behind it. Work your way back here. I want just a little bit more dubbing in there, just to kind of cover up where I've put all that through. Come straight to the back here. Next, I grab another hackle feather here. Snip that out. I'm just going to go to the tip, pull some of the fibers back. They're laying away from the tip there a little bit. Just tie that in by the tip here. And just come back just a little bit. You don't need to come back very far, because you're going to wrap this very tight to itself right here. Grab my hackle pliers here. Just start wrapping it in. So you're pretty much going to stay right on top of itself. Keep those wraps nice and tight. So it starts building up right there. Now I wrap almost that entire feather there. It's about a 4-inch long feather, so it's pretty good length there. I'll make 3 quick wraps to hold it in place. Just trim out that little bit right there. Now, next, I'm just going to take a couple of rubber legs here. In this case, I'm using orange with a little black in it. I'm just going to lay that at the end of the hackle here. A couple of quick wraps to grab it. A couple of quick more to kind of push that forward there. Kind of hold them there for yourself. You have to kind of play with them, get them to lay where you want them to. Okay. You want to kind of keep them fairly even. Come out just a couple of spots. You're going to lay that foam down. Make a quick wrap over top of it here. Make another one. Kind of holds that foam in that spot. Creates the front part of that body. Push that back up, go in behind again. Okay. Now, I'm going to come back in here with another hackle feather. Do the exact same thing. Couple quick wraps to grab a hold of it. Work right out to the eye. Grab a hold of that feather. That same thing, just start wrapping in, but you don't have to keep it quite as tight. I kind of let this one be a little bit looser on the wraps around. Just kind of work your way towards the back. When I get to the eye, one more quick wrap around. I'll just tie that one off. Snip it out of there. Then make 2 more wraps. Bring that foam down. Wrap it over. Pull it down tight. One more just to help. And then all you're going to do from here is you're just going to tie off that thread. Two, 3, 4, 5 quick wraparounds. Put it down tight. Now, next thing we're going to do is we don't need that much of that there. What we're going to do first, we'll get a longer pair of scissors. We'll come in here and you're just going to trim that off to where it's about a 1/2 inch above the hook eye. Okay, it's going to give you a lot of face up there for that to hit and bubble that water. Then come in here to the side, just cut those corners off on both sides like so. So you get them a little slightly more rounded into that. Then what I always do is I flip it over and I just come in there and you'll see the 2 gaps where the hackle isn't down onto the body completely. And I'm just going to put a couple of drops of super glue in there. I kind of want that. Let's kind of play with it a little bit first. Get it lined up the way you want it. You don't want that turned around on that hook too much. There we go. I'll show you here now. Come in here like so. I'll get that down in there and just put a drop there. Put a drop up by the head. And once that dries in, soaks in there, it'll kind of hold that body in place. I'll leave it upside down like that, give that glue a few minutes to soak in. And there's finished fly. You kind of see how everything's going to kind of lay in there just the way you need it to. This thing is going to shove so much water as you're pushing it along with this double layer of foam. It's going to give it a nice big pop when you give it across through there. And if you want, you can trim that down a little bit lower if you don't want as much water movement. But you're looking there at something that's going to be great. Now you can actually change the color of this up. Use it for smallmouth. Change it up to, you know, shad pattern colors, things like that. Bluegill, whatever you can. I mean, you could use this color. It'd be just fine for smallmouth, largemouth. It's just a great popping bug. The gurgler all the way around is. But this is one of the ones I take when I go down the coast chasing redfish. I go and I throw these.